Government taxes income. So there's a section 24 of the Constitution that says every citizen must declare their income honestly and pay their taxes to the appropriate and lawful authority promptly. So income is the main focus of what government will tax you on. There are instances where government will tax you on assets, like you own a property and they will say pay land use charge. That's not income, that's an asset, right? But that's not common. So the biggest one is on income. Now, when it comes to income, there's a distinction between the income of an individual and the income of a business. If you're an employee, you are taxed based on your salary and emoluments. They pay you allowances, you know, everything they give you from work. It's your income on which you pay tax. You are entitled to certain reliefs and deductions. For example, pension contribution is deductible, National Housing Fund, National Health Insurance. Yeah, so you take all of those out, and then there's also a relief for rent. Whatever is left, you go to the tax table. This is another area where people completely misunderstand. The tax table has bands of income and rates. So if you earn 5 million, you don't go to the line where there's 5 million, apply the rate to the entire salary. Everybody, even if you earn ₦1 billion a month, you start from the lowest band and apply the rate progressively. So what that means is the rate you see in the tax table is not the rate that applies to you, because there's a calculation to how that is done. So that's the reason why we develop a tax calculator and we put it on the website. So for that income of an individual, what this new law has now done is to say, let's exempt the lowest income earners, and they're about 1/3 of the working population, private and public sector combined. People don't realize that there are so many Nigerians, millions, who don't earn 100,000 naira a month. We're so disconnected from the reality of our society. People will say, hey, how much is that? It's not just 1 million naira. People can't find that. So those people are completely exempted. People who earn more than that, up to about 2 million a month, will see a drop in their PAY. And then people who earn more will see incremental amounts they have to pay more. What is more fundamental is that, and this is something that Nigerians don't understand. I've spoken to even some, high net worth individuals who also don't understand it. When you run a business, whether you run it as sole entrepreneur or sole proprietor, or there's no name for the business, the amount of money you earn is not the income that the government will tax.
Okay.
That amount that you earn is called your turnover. You are entitled to make deductions for expenses that you incur to generate that amount. So, for example, anybody who is earning a salary about, 1 million, 1.2 million naira a year will not pay tax. If you are running a business, that amount, we have a presumptive tax regulation that we're finalizing now, is 12 million. Okay. So which means you're a vulcanizer, you're a tailor, you're a hairdresser.
Artisans in bracket?
Artisans. Majority of them, 90% of them will not pay any tax because they're just trying to survive. So the high net worth individuals I spoke to, and this might benefit your audience, are people who own properties and they earn rent. They did not even realize that if you earn rent, you don't just go and pay tax on the rent. You take out the cost of maintaining the property, insurance of the property. In fact, the cost of building the property is tax deductible. So, which means if you all just, you prorate it over time, there's a life of about 10 years. So if you just understand the law, you see that the law is fair to us in terms of paying tax. It's not there to punish anyone. And when people say, no, they don't want the reform, no is not neutral. When they say no to the reform, they're saying yes to the status quo, which is killing everybody.
Okay, I'd like to